Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to a new video. I wanted to share with you guys all the kits that I purchased and brought back home from ACME Southern Nationals. Let's go right ahead and pull up the first kit right here. Check this out. This is a 1958 Chevrolet Impala, two-door hardtop. This is a 3-in-1. You can build it in stock, custom, or competition. Customized by George Barris. When I was walking around the aisles, this is a kit that just jumped out at me, and I was just blown away by the box artwork. Very vintage kit. I even had to pull Juan aside and be like, hey, is this the real deal? Like, is this really the vintage kit? And obviously, as I rock this around and rotate, you can hear the parts just rolling around. And check it out. I got this for 50 bucks. I had posted a short regarding this kit. And, you know, I got so many comments and stuff. And somebody even made a comment in there saying, like, empty box. You know, I will be doing a future video showing what's inside, the contents. You know what? I'll give you a sneak peek right here, a little teaser. There it is. But I want to do a more full in-depth video regarding this model kit here. So this is the first one I got right here. So I'll set this aside over here. And I'll bring these all out. Then later throughout the day, I found this other kit. This is a 1962 Chevy Impala 2-in-1. This is a kit that I never owned in my collection. I have owned 62 Impalas, but never the 2-in-1. Especially this one being like a special edition. This was one I could never find. I used to see it on different websites, but I was never able to get in hands. But check it out right here. Let's look at all the angles. Pretty cool kit. You're not going to believe how much I got it for. Check it out. 15 bucks. Crazy. I was like, wow. Like, I saw this kit, no hesitation, grabbed it, picked it up, and I was like, I'm taking you home with me. So far I was like, all right, cool. I got 2 kits. I don't think I need any more. I think I'm good, you know. And obviously, you know, the more you walk around, the more you see stuff, the more you're like, your mind wanders, right? I ended up stepping into the Johan booth, you know, looking around and everything. Here's another kit that caught my attention right here. The Sox and Martin Boss Cuda 125th scale Johan kit. This is a sealed kit. Look at that. You can still see the plastic, you know, parts. You could hear them in there. Beautiful car. Look at that. Big wheels in the rear right there. Look at the stance of that. Just the artwork alone. You know, this would be a nice piece to hang on your wall. Put it up on a shelf. Check it out. This was 85 bucks. And I saw it and I was like, wow, you know, 85 bucks. I've never spent that much on a kit, you know, let alone $50. I was like, you know, I felt like that was a steal right there. So I saw this one. I was like, man, 85 bucks. I saw this other one right here too. Check this one out. 64 Dodge Super Stock Johan. And I'm like, man, beautiful artwork. You know, it's not sealed or anything. And, oh, look at this right here. So dope, man. So dope. Made in the USA. And this one here, that he had it for 70 bucks. 70 bucks. It says yellow excellent finish on body. So now I had to decide, which one am I going to take home? Is it going to be this one or this one? You know? And he saw me, you know, trying to decide which one. And, you know, he was mentioning, hey, in case if you don't want to spend that much and you don't want to go with the boxes, I also have them without a box, like loose, just bagged. And they're complete. And those are like just ready to build, you know, and those are 55 bucks. So I had to make that decision like, oh man, it was so tempting. At the end, I was like, I really like the box artwork. I want to take these home. So he cut me a deal. I ended up taking both kits for 140 for both. So I took them with me. So happy that I was like, man, these are my first Johan model car kits right here. So I brought these home with me. And I also went ahead and, you know, they were selling t-shirts. So I purchased this t-shirt right here. This is a Johan t-shirt. established 1947. Crazy, right? I got a large right here. So I can't wait to wear this. You know, this Saturday I will be at the NHRA museum vending. I might even wear it there. You know, today I was rocking the Acme shirt, you know, that I got at the show, and I was like, you know, I just been on a kick. You know, everything's been very inspiring and stuff. Seeing all the photographs and everything people have been posting, that I was like, man, I gotta rock this right here. So I got 2 kits and this shirt over at the Johan booth. Very happy about that. And one of the last items, so I saw this model kit walking around, right? Or not model kit, more of a model displayed, and it was spinning on a turntable, and it just caught my eye. I was talking with my friend Raiden, and I was like, hey man, see that kit right there in pink? It just pops to me. I really want that kit. And he was like, oh, that's a Tom Daniels. He's like, I seen that kit somewhere. Let's go look for it. So we were hunting it down, and we kind of gave up a little bit, but you know, I was like, you know, I'm gonna keep looking. And as I was streaming live, look what I came across. Here it is, guys. The Tom Daniel kit. This is the Pie Wagon. As you see it in pink, that's exactly how the person had built it. It was a really beautiful kit that just jumped out. And even just this box artwork right here alone looks awesome. You know, while I was live, I went ahead and I made the purchase. I was like, there it is. You know, this kit was priced for $50. They were selling all their kits. They had them on sale for like 20% off. So as I was recording live, you know, I was seeing this kit, and, you know, the gentleman that sold me the kit, his son was helping him then too. So he came up to me and he told me, hey, I just want to let you know all the kits are 20% off if you're interested. And, you know, then later I saw the father. I said, what's up to him? And he mentioned the same. And I was like, you know what? I'll take this kit right here. So I ended up getting this for $40 right here. Really interesting. Even this little back door, it's pretty cool. You open it up and you see there a shelf to put the pies in right there. It's pretty funny. And, you know, this is another one. It's an open kit, but I will also go in depth in the future to show you guys what comes inside the kit right there. So these models are pretty much what I got over at the Acme show in Atlanta. I was, you know, just very happy, excited with all the many purchases of things that I purchased. You know, I mostly took kits. I'm so glad that I was able to fit all these in my carry-on, because I was a bit worried. But you know what? Shout outs to my friends too. They were also telling me like, hey, don't worry about it, in case if, you know, you overspend or whatever, overbuy, and you can't fit these back into your, you know, luggage or anything carry on, you can always just leave them with me, and I could always ship them out to you, you know? So at least I had that right there. But, you know, there was, everything was so tempting. There were so many kits and stuff. And as much as I wanted to buy a bunch of stuff, you know, I really wanted to go over just things that were a bit hard to find and things that I've never owned in my collection. I know I paid, you know, some high prices on stuff that I'm not used to spending, but honestly, that's about the price that they go for. They might go over just a little bit more if you go on eBay and stuff. You'll find like this kit, you know, upwards like in the $80s to $100. The same with this one here. And I haven't looked up the Impala, you know, but I'm not even tripping. I'm just so happy that I got this. Even the guy told me, hey, you know, this one here, it's one of the first ones that were popping out at that time, and that's some of the best styrene right there. So, all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wanted to share with you what I got over at the Acme Atlanta in Cartersville. Had a blast, and I hope to see you guys later. All right, peace.